Vicente, Senior Warden. Carlos A. Turcios, Past Master. Segundo Vigilante, Junior Warden. G. Andrew Martinez, Past Master. Treasury, Tesorero, Thomas Fulcher, Past Master. Secretario, Secretary, Samuel Rodriguez Jr. Primer Diácono, Senior Deacon, Carlos A. Gómez. Segundo Diácono, Junior Deacon, Iván González Cancel. Primer Experto, Senior Steward, Alexander Arias. Segundo Experto, Junior Steward, Ernesto Pérez Chanona. Orador, Chaplain, Mark A. Martínez. Maestro de Ceremonia, Marshal, Rafael A. Rodríguez IV. Guardia de Templo, Tyler, Iván Vázquez.
Brother Secretary.
Read the certification of the Worship Master-elect.
The Secretary will return this report to the Grand Secretary immediately after the installation and upload the Worshipful Master's document tab. December 17, 2020. To the Worshipful Master, Wardens, and Brethren, Logia Sol Naciente, number 242, Ancient Frio Executive Masons. This is to certify that Brother Rafael A. Rodriguez, Worshipful Master-elect of your lodge, is qualified to confer the degrees of Ancient Craft Masonry. Signed, Rafael A. Rodriguez, Past Master, Deputy Grand Lecturer. September 26, 2020. This is to certify that he has passed a satisfactory examination of the 16th Articles of the Constitution and the standing resolutions of the Grand Lodge pertaining to the government of subordinate lodges. Chairman Robert Collins, Past Master, Vice President, Board of Grand Inspectors. Signed. Grand Inspector Arthur Raymond, Past Master, Grand Inspector. January 16, 2021, I hereby certify to comply with the Articles of Article 16, Section 3E of the Constitution of the Grand Lodge of Maryland. I will, within 30 days of my installation, in company with the Grand Inspector of this lodge, read the Constitution of the Grand Lodge of Masons of Maryland and resolutions appended thereto. Worshipful Master signature, Rafael A. Rodriguez. Senior Warden signature, Carlos Turcios. Junior Warden signature, G. Andrew Martinez. December 16, 2020. This is to certify that Rafael A. Rodriguez has received the Past Master's degree. Signed, Charles Halleck, Past Master Secretary, Southern Maryland Past Master Masons Association. And Grand Inspector Arthur Redmond, Past Master.
Thank you, sir.
Brother Marshall. He's somewhere. There he is. The installing marshal. We will present the Worshipful Master-elect, Brother Rafael Rodriguez, for installation. I need your food. Thank you.
Most Worshipful Past Grand Master, I have the pleasure to present Brother Rafael A. Rodriguez, who has been elected Worshipful Master of Logia Sol Naciente Lodge number 242 for the ensuing term.
Brother Rodriguez, you've been elected Worshipful Master of this lodge for the ensuing term. Is it your pleasure to serve as such?
It is, Most Worshipful Past Grand Master.
Previous to your investiture, it is necessary that you signify your assent to those ancient charges and regulations which point out the duty of a master of a lodge. You agree to be a good man and true, and strictly to obey the moral law. You agree to be a peaceable subject and cheerfully to conform to the laws of the country in which you reside. You promise not to be concerned in plots and conspiracies against government, but patiently to submit to the decisions of the Supreme Legislature. You agree to pay a proper respect to the civil magistrate, to work diligently, live credibly, and act honorably by all men. You agree to hold in veneration the original rulers and patrons of Masonry, and their regular successors, supreme and subordinate, according to their stations, and to submit to the awards and resolutions of your brethren when convened, and in every case consistent with the Constitution of the Grand Lodge. You agree to avoid private picks and quarrels, and to guard against intemperance and excess. You agree to be cautious in carriage and behavior, courteous to your brethren, and faithful to your lodge. You promise to respect genuine brethren and to discountenance impostors and all dissenters from the original plan of Masonry. You agree to promote the general good of society, to cultivate the social virtues, and to propagate the knowledge of the art. You promise to pay homage to the Grand Master for the time being and his officers when duly installed, and strictly to conform to every edict of the Grand Lodge or General Assembly of Masons that is not subversive of the principles and groundwork of Masonry. You admit that it is not in the power of any man or body of men to make innovations in the body of Masonry. You promise a regular attendance on the committees and communications of the Grand Lodge on receiving proper notice, and to pay attention to all the duties of Masonry on convenient occasions. You admit that no new lodge shall be formed without permission of the Grand Lodge, and that no countenance be given to any irregular lodge or to any person clandestinely initiated therein, being contrary to the ancient charges of the fraternity. You admit that no person can be regularly made a Mason in or made a member of any regular lodge without previous notice and due inquiry into his character. You agree that no visitors shall be received into your lodge without due examination and producing proper vouchers of their having been initiated in a regular lodge. These are the regulations of free and accepted Masons. Do you submit to these charges, and do you promise to support these regulations as masters have done in all ages before you?
I do, most worshipful past Grand Master.
Brother Rodriguez, in consequence of your cheerful conformity to the charges and regulations of the fraternity, you are now to be installed worshipful master of this lodge in full confidence of the care, skill, and capacity to govern the same. You will place yourself at the altar and assume the obligation.
Yo, Rafael Ángel Rodríguez, solemnemente prometo que en lo mejor que pueda desempeñaré las funciones de venerable maestro de Logia Sol Naciente número 242 por el periodo siguiente y hasta que mi sucesor haya sido debidamente electo e instalado. Que me ayude Dios.
You will now be invested with the jewel of your office and conducted to the east. Now we make this thing official. Looks good.
Thank you.
Come on this side. The various implements of the fraternity are emblematical of our conduct in life. The holy writings, that great light of Masonry, will guide you to all truth. It will direct your paths to the temple of happiness and point out the whole duty of man. the square, teaches to regulate our actions by rule and line, and to harmonize our conduct by the principles of morality and virtue. The compasses teach us to limit our desire in every station, that rising by eminence by merit, we may live respected and die regretted. I'm not going to try to open the whole thing up. Oh, that explains it. The rule directs that we should punctually observe our duty, press forward in the path of virtue, and neither inclining to the right nor to the left, in all our actions have eternity in view. The line teaches the criterion of moral rectitude, to avoid dissimulation in conversation and action, and will direct our steps to the path which leads to immortality. The Book of Constitutions, you are to search at all times, cause it to be read in your lodge, that none may pretend ignorance of the excellent precepts it enjoins.
It's in there,
You put it in here.
both of them.
You now receive in charge the charter, by the authority of which this lodge is held, which you are carefully to preserve and duly transmit to your successor in office. Lastly, you receive in charge the bylaws of your lodge, which are to see carefully and punctually executed. Brother Marshall. You will make proclamation.
The honor guard will form on the north side of the lodge, double file facing the east, and will consist of all visiting worshipful masters, past masters, and those specially invited to participate by the worshipful master-elect.
Keep taking pictures. Keep taking pictures.
Well, he'll do pictures, he said. He'll do the pictures.
Honor guard forward march. Column right march. Column right march. Column right march. Column right march. Honor guard halt. Brethren, I am ordered to proclaim and do proclaim that Brother Rafael A. Rodriguez, having been duly elected, is about to be installed Worshipful Master of Loja Sol Vicente, number 242, for the ensuing term. Take due notice thereof and govern yourselves accordingly. Honor guard forward march. Column right march. Honor guard halt. Left face. Brethren, together with me in battery one. Honor guard. Right face. Column right march. Column right march. Column right march. Brethren, I am ordered to proclaim and do proclaim that Brother Raphael A. Rodriguez, having been duly elected, is about to be installed Worshipful Master of Loja Sol Nascente Lodge number 242 for the ensuing term. Take due notice thereof and govern yourselves accordingly. Honor guard forward march. Column right march. Honor guard halt. Left face. Brethren, together with me, battery 2. Honor guard, right face. Column right, march. Column right, march. Column right, march. Honor guard, halt. Brethren, I am ordered to proclaim and do proclaim Brother Raphael A. Rodriguez, having been duly elected, is now installed Worshipful Master of the Sol Nascente number 242 for the ensuing term. Take due notice thereof and govern yourselves accordingly. Honor guard forward march. Column right march. Honor guard halt. Honor guard left face. Brother, together with me, battery 3. Honor guard right face. Column right march. Column right march. Honor guard open ranks.
Stop there. Don't turn yet.
Honor guard inward face. Worshipful Master, behold your lodge. Brethren, behold your worshipful Master, and salute him with honors. Honor guard dismissed.
Worshipful Master, having committed to your care the superintendents and government of the brethren who compose this lodge, you cannot be insensible of the obligations which devolve upon you as their head, nor of your obligation for the discharge of faithful duties annexed to your election. The honor, reputation, and usefulness of your lodge will materially depend upon the skill and assiduity with which you manage its concerns, whilst the happiness of its members will be generally promoted in the proportion to the zeal and ability with which you propagate the genuine principles of our institution. For pattern of imitation, consider the great luminary of nature, which rising in the east regularly diffuses light and luster to all within its circle. In like manner, it is your province to spread and communicate light and instruction to the brethren of your lodge. Forcibly impress upon them the dignity and high importance of Masonry, and seriously admonish them never to disgrace it. Charge them to practice out of the lodge those duties which have been taught in it, and by amiable, discreet, and virtuous conduct to convince mankind of the goodness of the institution, so that when one is said to be a member of it, the world may know he is one to whom the burthened heart may pour out its sorrows, to whom distress may prefer its suit, whose hand is guided by justice, and his heart expanded by benevolence. In short, by a diligent observance of the bylaws of your lodge, the constitutions of Masonry, and above all, the Holy Scriptures, which are given as the rule and guide to your faith, you acquit yourself with the honor and reputation and lay up a crown of rejoicing which shall continue when time shall be no more. I believe there is a presentation to be made at this time.
She's on the phone.
Hmm?
You called her and she was on the phone texting.
Oh, what's she doing on the phone? Brother Marshall, could you present Yolima to the east? And whoever else, you want anyone else to come with her? Or just her? He's too busy on the phone, or his game. Come on up.
Okay. Oh, big, so.
Do your thing. Wow.
Just want to let you know that I'm really proud of you and everything that you have been able to achieve, making it possible in this pandemic. This is a big deal for you, I know. So you should be proud of yourself too.
Wow. That's a beautiful house.
Thank you.
I know that you retired last year, but a couple of years ago, but she's missing it again, so
Makes sense.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Here, I'll take care of that.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce our First Lady, my wife, Yolima.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're going to use,
Well, I think it works already, doesn't it?
yeah, it's been seasoned.
It's been seasoned.
Por favor, Luis Cisneros, Past Master of Alianza.
Thank you.
A little present for you.
Muchas gracias.
No words of it? Nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you. Richard Nagel, yeah.
I know you. I've seen you before. Well, I wish you well
Thank you very much. sir.
this year, and congratulations in having the first Latino lodge in Maryland.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you. The pleasure.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
They just set all that stuff on the side.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Worship Master. Oh, we got one more coming up. Got a past Grand Master coming. We're in trouble.
Worshipful Past Grand Master, it's an honor to be here with you.
Good to see you too, sir.
Congratulations, great job. Worshipful Master is a token of my appreciation for creating and be the first master of a lodge in Spanish in Maryland. Long waited, but now it's a reality. I wish you the best. I wish you every success that you can have. And also the greetings from Len Proden, the SGIG of the Scottish Rite of Washington, D.C., who couldn't be here today, but he sent you his greetings. And also from the lodges that we belong in D.C. that is in Spanish, Compass 1811 and Alianza Fraternal Americana number 92, who also speaks the language. But it's an honor to be here among you and my brethren in a new lodge. I am so elated, excited, because this has been after a year that I've been in a lodge room. So I'm very, very happy. And just not the least, Most Worshipful Sir, congratulations for a great job that you have done in the Grand Lodge of Maryland. You know how close we are from the Grand Lodge of D.C. with you. And of course, we had a lot of plans to do it.
Yeah.
The pandemic got in our way, unfortunately. But Most Worshipful, anyways, you did a fantastic job. Congratulations on having this difficult time and taking the Grand Lodge of Maryland where it's supposed to be. And I know, Most Worshipful Sir, that your successor is going to follow your steps and do the right things, because the Grand Lodge of Maryland always does great things. And I am very proud to say that you guys are not only my friends, but I feel part of Grand Lodge of Maryland, because you always have given me great welcomes, and I always enjoy your company, and you know that. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much,
Great
sir.
job.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Most Worshipful Master. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thank
sir.
you.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you.
Now, Worship Master, it is your prerogative to install, you don't want to.
Thank you, Grand Master.
I try. Brother Walter Burgess, Right Worshipful Past Senior Grand Warden. We'll present the Premier Vigilante elect, Brother Carlos A. Turcios, past master, for installation. You don't have to say it in Spanish. I'm just trying to read it. Hopefully it's close.
Yeah.
Close enough.
Close, yep. That works.
Most worshipful past Grand Master, it is my pleasure to present for installation Brother Carlos Turcios for Senior Warden of Sol Decente 242 as Senior Warden for close enough.
Brother Turcios, you have been elected Premier Vigilante of Sol Decente Lodge for the ensuing term. Is it your pleasure to serve as such?
It is, most worshipful past Grand Master.
You'll place yourself at the altar and assume the obligation.
Yo, Carlos Alberto Turcios Flores, solemnemente prometo que en lo mejor que pueda desempeñaré las funciones de primer vigilante de Logia Sol Naciente número 242 por el periodo siguiente y hasta que mi sucesor haya sido debidamente electo e instalado. Que me ayude Dios.
You will now be invested with the jewel of your office.
The level demonstrates that we are descended from the same stock, partake of the same nature, and share in the same hope. And no distinctions among men are necessary to preserve subordination. Yet no eminence of station should make us forget that we are brethren. For he is placed on the lowest spoke of fortune's wheel shall be entitled to our regard. For a time will come, and the wise if knoweth not how soon, when all distinction but that of goodness shall cease, and death, the grand lever of human greatness, reduce us to the same state. Your regular attendance at our state communications is essentially necessary. In the absence of the worshipful master, you are to govern this lodge. In his presence, you are to assist him in the government of it. I firmly rely on your knowledge of masonry and attachment to the lodge for the faithful discharge of these important trusts. Look well to the west.
You will now be conducted to the west. Right Worship Past Junior Grand Warden, Brother Bradley Andrikaitis. You will present Segundo Vigilante G. Andrew Martinez, past master, for installation.
Most worshipful past Grand Master, I have the pleasure to present for installation Brother George Andrew Martinez, Segundo Vigilante, Logia Sol Nascente, número 242.
Wow. He's been practicing for the past month. No. Brother Martinez, you have been elected junior warden of this lodge for the ensuing term. Is it your pleasure to serve as such?
It is, most worshipful past Grand Master.
You will place yourself at the altar and assume the obligation.
Yo, Jorge Andrés Martínez, solemnemente prometo que, en lo mejor que pueda, desempeñaré las funciones de segundo violante de Logia Sol Naciente número 242 por el periodo siguiente y hasta que mi sucesor haya sido debidamente electo e instalado. Que me ayude Dios.
You'll now be invested with the jewel of your office.
The plumb admonishes us to walk uprightly in our several stations, to hold the scales of justice in equipoise, to observe the just medium between intemperance and pleasure, and to make our passions and prejudices coincide with the line of our duty. To you is committed the superintendence of the craft during the hours of refreshment. It is therefore indispensably necessary that you not only be temperate and discreet in the indulgence of your own inclinations, but carefully observe that none of the craft be suffered to convert the purposes of refreshment into intemperance or excess. Your regular and punctual attendance is particularly requested, and I have no doubt you will faithfully execute the duties which you owe to your lodge. Look well to the south.
You'll now be conducted to the south.
You are too well acquainted with the principles of Masonry that will warrant any distrust that you will be found wanting in the discharge of your respective duties. Suffice it to mention, what you have seen praiseworthy in others, you should carefully imitate. And what then may have appeared defective, you should in yourselves amend. You should be examples of good character and regularity, for it is only by a due regard of the law of your own conduct that you can expect obedience from them to others. You are to assiduously assist the master in the discharge of his duties, diffusing light and imparting knowledge among all whom he shall place under your care. In the absence of the worshipful master, you will succeed to higher duties. Your requirements must therefore be such that the craft may never suffer from want of proper instruction. From the spirit of which you hereto evinced, I entertain no doubt that your future accomplishments will merit the applause of your brethren and a testimony of a good conscience.
Brother Kenneth R. Taylor, Right Worshipful Grand Secretary. You present Secretario-elect Brother Samuel Rodriguez, Jr. for installation.
Most worshipful past Grand Master, I have the pleasure to present for installation Brother Samuel A. Rodriguez, Secretary-elect of Logia Sol Naciente, number 242.
Brother Rodriguez, you have been elected Secretary of this lodge for the ensuing term. Is it your pleasure to serve as such?
I do, most worshipful past Grand Master.
You'll place yourself at the altar and assume the obligation.
Yo, Samuel Rodríguez Jr., solemnemente prometo que desempeñaré las funciones de secretario de la Logia Sol Naciente 242 por el siguiente periodo y hasta que mi sucesor sea debidamente elegido e instalado. Que Dios me ayude.
You now be invested with the jewel of your office.
Brother Rodriguez, as secretary of this lodge, it is your duty to observe the worshipful master's will and pleasure, to record the proceedings of the lodge, to receive all monies and pay them to the treasurer. Your good inclination to masonry in this lodge, I hope, will induce you to discharge your office with fidelity, and by so doing you will merit the esteem and applause of your brethren.
You will now be conducted to your place. All right, where's Brother Taylor? Since you did such a beautiful job with that one, we're going to let you do another one. If you'll present the Tesorero-elect, Brother Thomas R. Fulcher, past master, for installation.
Most worshipful past Grand Master, I have the pleasure to present for installation Brother Thomas R. Fulcher, past master, treasurer-elect of Lodge Sol Naciente number 242.
Brother Fulcher, you've been elected treasurer of this lodge for the ensuing term. Is it your pleasure to serve as such?
It is, most worshipful.
You'll place yourself at the altar and assume the obligation.
Yo, Tomás Russell Fulcher, juro solemnemente que lo mejor que puede desempeñaré las funciones del tesorero de Logia Sol Naciente número 242 por el periodo siguiente y hasta que mi sucesor haya sido debidamente elegido y instalado. Que Dios me ayude.
You now be invested with the jewel of your office.
Brother Fulcher, as treasurer of this lodge, it is your duty to receive all monies from the hands of the secretary, keep just and regular accounts of the same, and pay them out at the worshipful master's will and pleasure with the consent of the lodge. I trust your regard for the fraternity will prompt you to the faithful discharge of the duties of your office.
You will now be conducted to your place. Brother Randall Watson, Right Worshipful Past Junior Grand Warden, and Brother Installing Marshal. you will present Primer Diacono Carlos L. Gomez and Segundo Diacono Ivan Gonzalez Cancel for investiture as senior and junior deacon.
Most worshipful past Grand Master, I have the pleasure to present for installation brothers Ethan Guzman and pardon? Okay, see, that's the one on the list. AKA Carlos L. Gomez and Ivan Gonzalez Cancel, junior and senior deacons of Logia Sol Naciente, numero 242.
Brother Gomez, you've been appointed senior deacon, and Brother Cancel, you've been appointed junior deacon of this lodge for the ensuing term. Is it your pleasure to serve as such?
It is, most worshipful past Grand Master.
You'll now be invested with the jewel of your office.
As deacons of this lodge, it is your duty to attend on the master and wardens and to act as their proxies in the active duties of the lodge, such as in the reception of candidates into the different degrees of masonry, the introduction and accommodation of visitors, and the immediate practice of our rites. Those rods, as badges of your office, I entrust to your care, not doubting your vigilance and attention.
You will now be conducted to your places. Brother Robert Height, a.k.a. the Bobby Height, worshipful past senior grand steward, and Brother Marshall. You'll present Premier Experto Alexander Arias, Segundo Experto Ernesto Perez Chanona, for investiture.
I have the pleasure to present for investiture brothers Alexander Arias and Ernesto Perez Chanona, senior and junior stewards of Logia Sol Naciente, number 242.
Brother Arias, you've been appointed senior steward, and Brother Chanona, you've been appointed junior steward of this lodge for the ensuing term. Is it your pleasure to serve as such?
It is, most worshipful Grand Master.
You'll now be invested with the jewel of your office.
Brother, as stewards of this lodge, the duties of your office are to assist in the collection of dues and subscriptions, to keep an account of the lodge expenses, to see that the tables are properly furnished at refreshment, and that every brother is suitably provided for, and generally to assist the deacons and other officers in the performance of their duties. Your regular and early attendance will afford the best proof of your zeal and attachment to the lodge.
You'll now be conducted to your places. While installing Marshall, don't go too far. While installing Marshall. You will present Maestro de Ceremonias Rafael A. Rodriguez IV for investiture.
Most worshipful past Grand Master, I have the pleasure to present Brother Rafael A. Rodriguez IV, who has been appointed Marshal of Sol Nascente Lodge number 242 for the ensuing term.
Brother Rodriguez, you have been appointed Marshal of this lodge for the ensuing term. It is your pleasure to serve as such.
It is, most worshipful past Grand Master.
And now be invested with the jewel of your office.
Brother Marshal, it will be your duty to conduct such processions as are prescribed in our rites, as for instance, at the installation of officers and memorial services, and at other times when requested to do so by the worshipful Master. Dignity and efficiency will lend effectiveness to the performance of your duties.
You will now be conducted to your place. Brother William Eckler, past Grand Tyler. You will present Guardia del Templo, Ivan Vasquez for investiture.
Most worshipful past Grand Master, it is a pleasure to present for investiture Brother Ivan Vasquez as Tyler of Sol Nascente Lodge number 242.
Brother Vasquez, you have been appointed Tyler of this lodge for the ensuing term. Is it your pleasure to serve as such?
It is, most worshipful Grand Master, past Grand Master.
You will now be invested with the jewel of your office.
As the sword is placed into the hands of the Tyler, enabling him to effectually guard against the approach of cowlings and eavesdroppers, and suffer none to pass nor repass without permission of the lodge, So it should admonish us to post a guard at our thoughts, a watch at our lips, post a sentinel at our thoughts, thereby preventing the approach of every unworthy thought and deed to our hearts, preserving our conscience void of offenses towards God and towards man.
You will now be conducted to your place. For the past Master Davenport, charge the lodge.
Brethren of the larger soul assembly, such is the nature of our Constitution, that as some must of necessity rule and teach, so others must of course learn to submit and obey. Humility in both is an essential duty. The officers who have been chosen to govern this lodge are sufficiently conversant with the rules of propriety and the laws of the institution to avoid exceeding the powers with which they are entrusted. And you are of a too generous disposition to envy their preferment. I therefore trust that you will have but one aim, to please each other, and to unite in the grand design of being happy and communicating happiness. Finally, my brethren, as this fraternity has been formed and perfected in so much unanimity and concord, in which we greatly rejoice, so may it long continue. May you long enjoy every satisfaction and delight which disinterested friendship can afford. May kindness and brotherly affection distinguish your conduct as men and as masons. Within your peaceful walls, may your children's children celebrate with joy and gratitude the transactions of this auspicious solemnity. And may the tenets of our profession be transmitted through your lodge, pure and unimpaired, from generation to generation.
From installing marshal. You will make proclamation.
Brethren, I am ordered to proclaim and do proclaim the officers of Logia Sol Naciente Lodge number 242, with the exception of chaplain, regularly installed and invested for the ensuing term. I make this proclamation to the south, to the west, and to the east. Take due notice thereof and govern yourselves accordingly. Most worshipful past Grand Master, proclamation has been made.
Worship Master, I now present to you the gavel of authority, and trust that you'll wield it with dignity, impartiality, and fairness. Always remember that though you're temporarily chief among your brethren, you have risen for a brief time from the ranks, and to the ranks you shall soon return. Lodge is yours, sir. Okay, I won't say that.
As no man shall engage in any great or important undertaking without first invoking the blessing of deity, the officers of Logia Sol Naciente will assemble west of the altar. Thank you. Chaplain. Yep, yes.
Let us pray. Supreme Architect of the universe, we are grateful for your continuing presence in our lives, and we thank you for guiding our lodges and their leaders through the years. You are part of our past, our present, and our future. We remember with gratitude those who have led us in the past. We pray that you will also guide these newly installed officers. Bless them with an even larger amount of courage, energy, and the love that will enable them to lead us in the direction that will serve your work and the precepts of our fraternity. We pray also for their families that they, too, will support and keep these new officers in their responsibilities in Masonry. Bless and give strength, understanding, and loyalty to the members of this and all lodges, so that harmony, love, service will reign. In thy name we pray. Amén. Arquitecto Supremo del Universo, estamos agradecidos por tu presencia continua en nuestras vidas y te agradecemos por guiar nuestras logias y sus líderes a través de los años. Eres parte de nuestro pasado, nuestro presente y nuestro futuro. Recordamos con gratitud a quienes nos han guiado en el pasado. Oramos para que también guíes a estos oficiales recién instalados. Bendícelos con más valentía, energía y amor, que les permitirá conducirnos en la dirección que servirá a tu obra y a los preceptos de nuestra fraternidad. Oramos también por sus familias para que ellos también apoyen y mantengan a estos nuevos oficiales en sus responsabilidades en la masonería. Bendice y da fuerza, comprensión y lealtad a los miembros de esta y de todas las logias, para que reine la armonía, el amor y el servicio. En tu nombre oramos. Amén.
Que así sea. Hermano primer vigilante, es mi orden que una logia de tristeza se abra y permanezca abierta hasta que sea cerrada por mí al concluir mi término como venerable maestro. Le reportará el segundo vigilante en el sur y los hermanos, habiendo recibido debido aviso, puedan gobernarse en conformidad.
Hermano segundo vigilante, es la orden del venerable maestro que una logia de tristeza se abra y permanezca abierta hasta que sea cerrada por él al concluir su término como venerable maestro. Les reportará lo mismo a los hermanos quienes, habiendo recibido debido aviso, puedan gobernarse en conformidad.
Hermanos, van a escuchar la orden del venerable maestro, quien ha sido comunicada por el primer vigilante en el oeste, con debido aviso gobernarse en conformidad.
Sí, ¿no? Guardaremos su memoria en nuestros corazones.
Y encomendaremos su espíritu a Dios, quien lo dio.
Hermanos, acompáñenme en un momento de oración en silencio. Que la paz que sobrepasa todo entendimiento descanse y permanezca contigo, ahora y siempre. Amén.
Que así sea. Ahora declaro una logia de tristeza abierta. Esa es la orden, hermano secretario. what can I say? It's a very emotional day for a lot of us, so I'm going to try to get through this. Okay? I only have 15 minutes to speak, okay? Grandmaster, past Grandmaster Nagel, first of all, I want to thank you and all the officers that traveled with you today to officiate over our first installation of officers. Very thankful that you were able to do this. I also want to thank the young men of Bowie Collington Timolay to join us today to present the flag of our country. This is our two, where are they? Our newest members, Brothers Chris and Ryan. Let's give these young men a round of applause. I also want to thank Worshipful Master Ron, Master of Patapsco Lodge, for hosting us today. To you and your officers and brethren of Patapsco, thank you very much, sir. Beautiful lodge. This place means a lot to me and my family. And now even more because 9 years ago, that young man was here getting his DeMolay degrees. And today, for the first time, he's installed as a lodge officer. So thank you very much, Worshipful Master. Right, Worshipful Brother Ken Taylor, the immediate past master of Howard 101. Thank you very much for joining us today, sir. We are very grateful for all the help that we received from you and Howard 101 when this idea started. You have been very supportive of everything that we try to do. And I can honestly say that if it wasn't for your assistance and the support of Howard, Sol Naciente wouldn't be here today. So thank you very much, sir. Past Master Tom Forsher, I want to thank you for never giving up on the idea of having a Spanish lodge. And thank you for allowing me to be a part of this dream. Your dream came true, sir. And I'm proud to stand here with you today. Now, something that I want to share with you, brothers, about past Master Tom Forsher. He was actually Worshipful Master of one of the lodges in Panama. That's where he grew up. So that's why, the Spanish lodge to him is so close to him. So very happy to have him with us. To my boys, Rafael, Marco, and Lucas, thank you very much for being here with me today. I know that sometimes I get on your nerves, but that's my job as your father. But I'm proud of you, and I'm happy to see and have you next to me today. And to my absolutely gorgeous and beautiful wife, thank you for all your support. I know that I do drive you crazy all the time, especially when I come up with these crazy ideas, but you have always been there for me, and our family always supported me. More importantly, always giving us love. I love you. Mis queridos y venerables hermanos de Logia Sol Naciente, quiero darles las gracias por otorgarme el privilegio de servir como el primer venerable maestro de esta logia. I'm humbled and honored that I have been elected to serve as the first worshipful master of this lodge. I remember a couple years ago when I got home after my last meeting as worshipful master of Collington Lodge, I told my wife, I'm going to retire my gavel tonight. And what she said was, you will use it again someday. And she was right, I'm using it again. But never in my wildest dreams, I thought that I would bring back my gavel from retirement to officiate in a Spanish lodge. So thank you very much, my brothers. And as we are here today, I want all the brothers of Logia Sol Naciente to remember our brothers from Logia Protectora de las Virtudes y Logia Perfecta Armonía, and how they must have felt 200 years ago when they received their charters from our Grand Lodge. just like our brothers did 200 years ago, we got a lot of work done and under less than perfect circumstances. But we got the work done. But like our segundo vigilante, past master, Andy Martinez said, now the real work begins. Logia Sol Naciente is here to bring the life of Freemasonry to good men in our communities that will benefit from our way of life. And at the same time, they will strengthen our fraternity. So let's get to work, my brothers. I'm looking forward to working with every one of you, continuing to grow our lodge, our fraternity, and together we will continue writing this new chapter in Maryland Freemasonry. Thank you, my brothers. Now, before we go on, and I want to take a few moments to recognize some of our distinguished guests. Where did he go? Brother Cisneros. Did he leave? Oh, he's right there. Nuestro respetable hermano Luis Cisneros, de Alianza Fraternal Americana, y también Past Potentate de Alma Shriners en Washington, D.C. Respetable hermano, un placer tenerlo con nosotros esta tarde. Muchísimas gracias.
Respetable hermano, muchas gracias por la invitación. Estoy feliz de poder participar en esta primera tenida de la Logia Sol Naciente número 242. Le deseo el mejor de los éxitos y estoy a vuestras órdenes por cualquier motivo, respetable hermano Rodríguez. Gracias.
Muchísimas gracias. También nuestro muy respetable hermano Richard Bautista, pasado gran maestro de la Gran Logia de Washington, D.C. Muchísimas gracias por acompañarnos, pasado gran maestro. Es un honor tenerlo con nosotros esta tarde.
Pues como máster y a todos mis hermanos, feliz de estar aquí con todos ustedes. Ver una nueva logia en español realmente es un lujo y es un gusto estar con ustedes. For my brothers who don't speak Spanish, what I said is it's a pleasure and a luxury for me to see a new lodge in Spanish right here in Maryland. It's important, and I think I wish you all the best. Happy to be here. And most worshipful master, I already spoke to you. Whatever you need, I'm here. A call away, a text away, an email away to help you to make this lodge be very, very successful. Because I know all of you, when I see it, you're going to work hard for this lodge and they're going to make it work. So with the help of the Grand Lodge of Maryland, which I know you've already pointed out, there's no stopping of this lodge. So congratulations. I know Worshipful Master, you were a little bit nervous this morning, but Worshipful Master, everything worked out well. I wish you the best. You did a great job. All the officers did a fantastic job. And whatever you need, Worshipful, we're here to help you out. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right. Should we do presentations now? Yeah. Okay. Brother Marshall, will you please escort our First Lady to the altar? It's not that I don't trust you, but I'm taking this with me. Ya, espérate. Vete con Junito. Baby, por darte las gracias por todo lo que has hecho por mí, ¿ok? Es para ti.
You're going to see my smile, big smile. Thank you so much. And you know that you always can count on me.
Thanks.
I'm so proud of you.
Gracias. Gloria. Now, ¿quieres que se la ayunita? Que se la vuelva. Marco, can you bring that purple bag? Yep, that one. Thank you. Now, the brothers of Sol Naciente that are here with their ladies, or that have their ladies here, can you escort them down to join us? So If you brought your lady, bring her over. Dile lo que le quieres decir, se lo presenta.
Okay. For me, it is an honor to celebrate with you the achievement of your partner, who is a part of this great project, as it is the first Masonic Lodge in Spanish in the state of Maryland. En Spanish. Para mí es un gran honor celebrar con ustedes el logro de sus compañeros, quienes hacen parte de este gran proyecto, como es el abrir una logia en español en el estado de Maryland. Para mí es un honor que ustedes estén aquí al lado de sus compañeros y por todos los logros. Ellos lo hicieron posible, pero lo más importante es que yo sé que ellos van a recordar con este detalle que ustedes son las reinas. But the most important part is that they're going to remember that you are next to them and that you are the queen with this little token. Gracias. Thank you so much.
Muchas gracias.
Now, the brothers that don't have the ladies here, please see our First Lady after the meeting, and we'll give you one. You can take that home.
Yeah.
Now, brothers, like I was telling somebody the other night, this is more for us than for them, because we have to remember that we get to come out here and play because of their support. So they are our queens. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Let's see. Yeah, take her back to her seat. Grandmaster, you want to join me? Huh? Okay. Do that. Yeah, okay. Have Past Master Rick Mendez, Past Master Ken. Yeah, you. I think that's it. Join us. I'm sorry, Ken Adams. So you can give it to them.
Three here, or
Huh? I think that's it.
just two?
Yes.
Okay. When I actually brought these to the lodge in December, I read through this whole thing. I'm not going to try to do that again, because when you look at the print on there, you tell me how you're going to read through that whole thing.
I'm with you on that one.
But I'd like to present you with a copy of the charter of Sol Nascente as charter members. So here's your copy, sir. There's your copy.
Thank you, Grandmaster. Thank you.
I know you still have a couple more to go. A few more members out there. So congratulations on getting this great lodge started.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you. Get over here. Go on the other side of them. Hold it.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ricky.
Congratulations.
Thank you, brother. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Master.
sir.
You finished with stuff down here?
Yes.
Are you done?
All right. I think I am. Yes.
I'll take you back up.
Okay.
If you want me to, I can take you back up. That's up to you.
See, that's good. Walking on the north and getting struck by lightning, right? Sammy. Gracias, bro. All right. I think that's it. Do we have any more presentations? No? Sure. Yeah, if I walk on the north side, I get struck by lightning.
Worshipful Master, it is indeed a pleasure for me to be here today, and I was honored to be in your honor guard and to assist with the installation. It was
Thank you
indeed
very much,
a
brother.
great honor for me. We've been friends for quite a while, and you know, I've been in quite a different many bodies, and the privilege I have today is to present a special pin to you. On behalf of Jeffrey L. Dill, the most excellent Grand High Priest of the Grand Chapter of Royal Arch Masons, I have the privilege of presenting a pin from your brothers and companions from Royal Arch Masonry in Maryland. As you can see, it is a special pin. It consists of the square, which is the emblem of your office, and the number 21, which symbolizes this year, the year that you became master, the first master of this lodge. So if I may, well, I may not be able to. Let's see. You hold that piece. I will pin this one to you. Ooh. All right, we almost got it. There we go. Thank you. There you go. There we go. Sir, I wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.
I know this lodge is near and dear to your heart. It's something you've always wanted to do. I congratulate you and the members of this lodge on behalf of the Grand Chapter of Royal Arch Masons, and I wish you all the best and the most successful year. Congratulations, and have fun, my friend.
Thank you very much, Bill.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Before I turn it over to our most worshipful past Grand Master, I want to recognize somebody that has been working double time here today to be able to broadcast our installation live. Brother Chris Wirtz from Arlington Lodge. Thank you very much, my brother. How did we do?
Worshipful Master, you had approximately 15 people watching throughout the entire ceremony.
Very cool. Thank you very much.
You also got some notifications from the lodge in Bulgaria.
Nice. Thank you very much, brother. Most worshipful Past Grand Master. Your loss, sir. I'm tired.
You're tired?
Let me get my... I'm not sure why. This won't take too long. Brother Senior Warden, is there anything in the West claiming the attention of this open installation before I proceed to close?
Nothing in the West, most worshipful past Grand Master.
Anything in the South, Brother Junior Warden?
Nothing in the South, most worshipful past Grand Master.
And in your desk, Brother Secretary, besides all that stuff? And in your desk, Brother Treasurer? Anything among the brethren or visiting brethren?
Congratulations to all the officers we bestowed on the first Scottish Lodge in the state of Maryland. Logia son naciente número 242. Feliz, my brother, my friend, my grand inspector. I bring you greetings from our worshipful master, Robert Parsley, who could not be here today for the Kentucky Lodge of 218. They all send their love and congratulations to you and to all that are going to be here. And we know this is going to grow. It's an honor to be a charter member, but it's just an honor just to be a member, period, of Logia Son Naciente. Thank you, most worshipful Past Grand Master, for doing the installation and everybody that showed up. Thank you.
Thank you. Good. No, you are, whoever.
Venerable hermano Rafael, when you came to visit us down at Lodge 187 to see how our lodge works, we appreciate you all your comments that you made for us. There was one thing that was given to me, and they told me to provide it for you. So I would like to introduce you with something that's already numbered from our lodge. So this comes from Arlene Lodge 187.
Thank you very much, brother.
Thank you.
Muchas gracias.
Most worshipful Past Grand Master, venerable maestro, queridos
un día histórico para esta logia en Maryland, la primera logia latina, latinoamericana y hispano. Por fin tenemos algo de nosotros. Estoy tan feliz y me da un gran orgullo de ser parte de esta logia. Que Dios en el cielo, el gran arquitecto, les bendiga a todos los de la logia de esta linda, bendísima Latino Lodge. De parte de mi esposa, Lucy y yo, le agradecemos mucho de estar aquí. And thank you very much. If you need me to translate, don't forget about it.
Worshipful Master, on the behalf of Stephen J. Ponzillo Jr. Chapter Order of Beam Light, I would like to congratulate you and your officers on an excellent first installation. Thank you.
Worshipful Master Rodriguez, I'm sorry, man. Would you like to go? Worshipful Master Rodriguez, it is my pleasure to host you today, and the officers and members of the Tapsico Lodge offer our help and assistance anytime you need it. Thank you very much.
So I had an idea a few years ago. I approached Right Worshipful Kent Taylor with the idea. He said, that's a pretty good idea. You need to talk with Ian McIntosh at the Grand Lodge, who in turn talked with the Grand Master, and then I contacted Brother Sammy Rodriguez, and he contacted Brother Rafael Rodriguez. And Brother Rafael Rodriguez was a force of nature. And I think every brother in Sol Naciente needs to understand that if it wasn't for Venerable Master Rodriguez, there would be no Sol Naciente. He has just been an incredible workhorse for this. He translated the entire Maryland ritual into Spanish, a feat that's just astounding to me. And he gathered all the forces together. The brothers have come together. The amount of work and volunteer work and everything that the brothers have done has been fantastic. But we all need to know that if it wasn't for Brother Rafael, Venerable Master Rafael, there would be no Sol Naciente. So thank you.
Maestro, de parte de la logia Odenton Lodge number 209, mis más cordiales saludos, les deseo a todos mis hermanos. Este es un momento que hace 16 años, when I first became a Mason 16 years ago, it was interesting, right? I was the very first minority and the very first Hispanic at my lodge, and I was welcomed with open arms. But never did I think that I'd be sitting in a Spanish-speaking lodge in the state of Maryland. So this is monumental, and since I'm the city master of Odenton this year, I bring you my fraternal greetings from all our brothers, and you are now part of GOATS. So now that S at the end is also for not only Sincerity Lodge, but it's also for Logia Sol Naciente, number 242, and you're welcome in our lodge anytime. Hermanos, felicitaciones, los quiero de todo corazón. Lo que necesiten de mí, lo tienen. Thank you.
Worshipful Grandmaster, I'll be brief. Worshipful Master, thank you for those kind words earlier. I just want to let you know that we're proud to have been involved in this historic endeavor, both with the sponsorship. I'm proud that my name is going to be on your charter for perpetuity, and thank you very much for making me an honorary member. I was truly honored by that. But Howard Lodge is there to support you if you need it, and I wish you the best throughout the future. Thanks.
Most worshipful Master, in behalf of Most Worshipful Brother Alan Gordon, Grand Master of Mesa District of Columbia, we wish you the best and all the success to all the brethren with this lodge. It was due time that the state of Maryland will have a Spanish lodge. So we're offering here to help again, but Worshipful Master, the best wishes from all the Grand Lodge officers also, and the Grand Lodge of DC. With The members of DC should be standing when I'm standing, but I guess they're sleeping. It's okay. We'll forgive him for that. Queridos hermanos, para mí es realmente un honor y un placer estar aquí con todos ustedes. Como dije en inglés, es realmente importantísimo y histórico que haya una logia en Maryland. Ya era tiempo de que lo hiciéramos. Ya era tiempo de que ustedes lo hicieran. Y ahora nuestro gran idioma se va a escuchar en todas las logias en el estado de Maryland. Y ese sabor que tenemos lo van a disfrutar también los hermanos. Ya he visto que algunos hermanos de la Gran Logia de Maryland han aprendido a decir 242 instead of 242. Así que eso es bueno. Después Sol Naciente vendrá y después vendrán los nombres y vendrán muchas cosas más. Venerable Maestro, mil felicidades y que el gran arquitecto del universo los ilumine, no solo al venerable Maestro, sino a todos ustedes, mis queridos hermanos. Un honor estar aquí. Gracias.
On behalf of Maryland ULA, I'd like to congratulate you on this position, and I look forward to working with you in the future. Because of this launch, ULA has received 2 new members, hopefully more in the future. Once again, congratulations.
Most worshipful past Grand Master and Venerable Maestro Rafael Rodriguez, I bring you greetings from the east, from Mount Moriah 116, Goodell, Tejano, and also the past master, Gary Norman, past master of Mount Moriah 116. And I congratulate you and all the officers and for giving us that, that chance, to be for this lodge. Thank you.
Most worshipful past Grand Master, Venerable Maestro, en nombre de la Logia Antigua de Baltimore 234, muchas felicidades. Cuenten con nuestro amor, nuestro apoyo y nuestra hermandad durante este año. Que Dios los colme de bendición.
It is such a pleasure to be here in this historic moment. When I became a Mason and here in Maryland, the doors for me was enlightenment, tremendous education. Then I went to Puerto Rico, went to the Grand Lodge in Puerto Rico. Then I got a different education and I became convinced that our destiny had to include a Spanish lodge in Maryland. But it was in my heart. So I wanted to, for other people that are watching all over the world, this is a great day. Masonry in Maryland is beautiful, and we're starting something new, and we hope everybody enjoys it. And I want to send a shout out, a greeting to Hermano Pablo Paito Delgado, who is one of our other honorary members. He cannot be here, but I know he's watching, and I got a text message from him saying, honoring us and celebrating this great day. Thank you very much for this moment.
Venerable Maestro, en nombre de Kensington Bethesda 198, congratulations and thank you.
Thank you very much, brother.
First Master, do you have anything else?
I don't have anything else.
Okay. Well, brethren, I want to thank you for allowing me to do this again today. It was truly my pleasure and honor. I want to thank the brothers. When I called for them to take part, they came forward right away and said they would help in any way they could, and I do appreciate all of you for doing your parts that you did today. I'm looking forward to great things from this lodge. I know it's going to continue to grow, and who knows, maybe it'll spawn a child or two around the state. You never know. But it is always great to be here with you all. At this time, I'd like to call on our Grand Inspector. There he is. I was wondering where you were sitting because I'm...
It's been a very exciting afternoon, and we'll echo the congratulations as everyone's given to you and all
exciting times. And I know that you put in a lot of work, you built a very strong foundation, and the thought is in capable hands. And I look forward to what you guys are going to build. And this is exciting. And I will echo my support. Wherever you need, please do not hesitate. But thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Brother Senior Warden, how shall we as Freemasons meet?
On the level.
How act, Brother Junior Warden? And part upon the square, wherever it is. It's somewhere in here. Yeah. Thus may we meet, act, and part. Brother Maestro of the ceremonies, conduct the chaplain to the altar for prayer. Yeah, he wants to get it over with.
Que la bendición del cielo caiga sobre nosotros y todo masón regular. Que el amor fraternal perdure y que cada virtud moral y social los mantenga juntos por siempre. Amén.
Senior Deacon. Closed.
Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
That's great.
Thank you.
Take that thing off.